I did hear this. You guys might find this interesting. In Washington, D.C., before the Tesla takedown, there's going to be a dance party.
Yeah.
Which I actually said that's kind of not a bad idea.
Well, listen, no, this is something that's been circulating on social media for weeks now. It's called hashtag Tesla takedown. It's this not just nationwide, it's a global event where people are supposed to protest in front of Tesla dealerships. So will this be peaceful? One can only hope, but you better believe that wherever there's a Tesla dealership, that police department in that town is going to be on high alert today.
And it really is a mental illness. I mean, the idea that you're upset about politics, you're upset about something in the political world, and you're going to take it out by either stealing from Whole Foods or burning a Tesla showroom.
Yeah.
It's
and think about the workers, too.
Yeah.
I mean, how
terrifying.
scared must they be? I was also reading in the Post this morning, the NYPD, their hate crime task force is investigating after 2 men were caught vandalizing a Tesla Cybertruck on Thursday. This is exactly it. Guess what they wrote? They wrote Nazi. They carved the words Nazi and swastika into the door of a Cybertruck in Brooklyn. Guess who owns that Cybertruck?
Who?
A man named Ben Hamo. He's Jewish. And he owns that Cybertruck. Imagine him waking up as a Jewish man with now the words Nazi and a swastika carved into his Cybertruck. They haven't caught these guys yet. But if and when they do, I mean, you can see the guy's face clearly. But it's now considered domestic terrorism.
They should be able to get him fast.
You can guarantee they're going to catch this guy. And of course, the reason they're going to catch him is because people are taking this seriously. They're not going to let the same mistakes happen that happened previously, where you let this go on and it gets out of control.
So Elon Musk has had a series of interviews on, well, it was one interview. They broke it into 2 parts on Bret Baier, and it was fascinating.
So amazing.
It was an amazing interview. He was with the Doge crew, but then they also did a one-on-one, which we saw yesterday on Special Report. And this is what Elon Musk had to say about these protests, and also about Tim Walz, who seems to be celebrating the demise of Tesla. I think it's a little presumptuous to assume that's going to happen. Yeah, but anyway, here you go.
It's actually disadvantageous for me to be in the government, not advantageous. Yeah. If I wasn't in the government, I could lobby, and I could push for things that are advantageous to my companies, and probably get it, probably receive them. My companies are suffering because I'm in the government. Do you think it helps sales if dealerships are being firebombed? Of course not. And Tesla customers are being intimidated all over the country and all over Europe. Mm-hmm. Does that help Tesla? I mean, you had Tim Walz, who's a huge jerk, running around on stage with the Tesla stock price where the stock price had gone in half, and he was overjoyed. What an evil thing to do! What a creep! What a jerk! Like who derives joy from that? And it was pointed out to him that actually, Minnesota State Pension Fund is a major investor in Tesla. But he didn't care. He was so overjoyed by Tesla stock going in half. Does that sound like a good person to you? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Yeah, and then Tim Walz had to walk it back because of the pension fund, and he's saying, well, actually, I was just joking. You guys are humorless. Well, you said it. Yeah. And, I really thought that this interview that Bret Baier did with not just Elon Musk, but the whole Doge team was so valuable, because you see that these are really serious people. I mean, the billionaire co-owner of Airbnb is a part of the Doge task force, and they're doing really serious and non-controversial work, like updating computer systems from the 1970s and the 1980s. And the NIH
don't do that.
I know,
don't
right?
do that.
So that's what these think about that, and then look at what's on your screen right now. Updating computer systems and streamlining systems as well. It was revealed that there are 700 different IT systems in NIH, which is in charge of medical advancements, and their computer systems can't even talk to each other. So, the flashy headlines are the slash and burn that occurred early on. I think they're taking a much more streamlined and meticulous approach to what they're doing now. But they're also going to do a lot of good work that's going to advance the federal government from what it was, which was the 1970s. You think about the post office and slow and, glacial pace that the federal government moves, and make it a well-oiled machine. Hopefully. Yeah. This is the best chance we've ever had at something like that.
And there's no greater tell that that somebody doesn't have any answer to any solution whatsoever to the problem. When you can't even debate the issue itself, all you can do is go out here, call Elon Musk a Nazi, and burn down Tesla showrooms.
Yeah.
And they offer absolutely nothing constructive. They're just fundamentally unserious. Tim Walz is a completely unserious person. He has no solutions to anything. He has no contribution whatsoever to make to the debate. So he says stupid things like that.
Yeah, I think it's really just frustration that their scam has been exposed. They've been using the sort of messed up government systems, these antiquated systems, in order to pay their own political operatives through NGOs and so forth. So,
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.